Hello London folks, welcome and welcome back to Pxy-VERSE. So today maybe you are where I'm starting much earlier than, many hours earlier than it has been. I'm changing already the timing for the schedule for this. I've proposed a proper schedule tomorrow, yeah. And so we're gonna try to keep with something more organized. So today we are going to do some custom rig miscellaneous topics. Finally going back to Dorothy because she's my template rigged model, rigged skeleton, and I need to have this pushed as best as possible for the other characters which are being created. So one topic that might be good to address today, and that is being I've been delaying this forever, is to have a high heel stance while the character is actually on a flat feet stance. But I want to rig the high heel boots of this character so that her pose will be changed. So this can be done with special setup, right, of the feet pose. So then what we're gonna do is that we don't need bones for the boots. We can use the same bones for the legs to rig the foot, right, the boots. But then what we're gonna do is that we're gonna apply the rest position for the boots. So we're gonna change the rest position. We're gonna give the boots some sort of already deformed pose, something like that, and then we're gonna do another motion that will make so that the foot will be because the boot will be distorted, it will end up something like this. But of course the feet will be still flat. Actually, not the feet, the feet on the boot mesh, right? So the aspect of the boot will be here. And okay, so this is complicated to explain. Also, we're gonna try to do this today. I've already done this a long time ago, maybe 1 to 2 years ago. Yes, when I was testing this setup. And there are different approaches. And then it's not sufficient because if I have this new stance, okay, then the rigs, the boot will be like here, the boot, not the feet. So the boots will be like penetrating the ground, but that's fine because it will deform appropriately when the foot returns to when we are in the high heel stance. And the high heel stance is when the actual character, actual feet, right, which is behind the boot, the actual feet is like that. So in this pose, the problem here is we may consider it a problem or not. I think we can solve this. But so if I have a driver that can swap the stance, so this will be a high heel stance, not this exactly, but actually this. You see, the character will be elevated, just moving this to maybe up, right? So this will change the head position, right? So from bottom to top. So in this way the legs won't be bent, because they are bending here because of the I key, right? The inverse kinematics on the leg, right? So okay, this bends the leg, but this is not realistic. We don't want this as the rest pose, right? I could make a pose asset for the high heel stance, which will be this, something like that. Maybe we can even rotate some other bones, but I think this will cause some this I'm not gonna do without more checking, because this will of course create some extra already preset rotations on the bones, and maybe we want to keep them aligned in terms of their world space, in terms of their local coordinates, right? So this is why I'm not rotating this. I'll just move this up and down. So it's just that, so the legs will, so that will be more realistic, right, for the character standing, right? So we need to do this when for both feet, right? And then we get this angle might be important to know, but it's actually not super important. So if I remember correctly, it's not fundamental, but it can be good if we know exactly the angle. We can take a note somewhere and even name the bone with the angle if we want, something like that, or name a object bone constraint with the angle, doesn't matter, just as a reference, or you can take a note here, but it's better inbuilt in the rig, because then we have immediate reference by just looking at the rig itself. And so this can be achieved by a driver, maybe a custom property that will just swap the feet stance, so high heel stance, and then flat feet stance. And of course, so there are just two little problems actually. One problem is, okay, we'll have to adapt the boots to a new rest position. So right now we model the boots like that, which is fair, but it's not corresponding to the mesh. So you need to, I could manually deform it, but there's a better way, and this will be a bit tricky. We're going to do a highlight here for that, but let's start some soundtrack. So this will also, folks, will not be a very long highlight, because as I'm reorganizing my schedule here, it's likely I'll have to spare some time here, so this will not be a very long tutorial. Something is weird about these bones. We're going to okay, they seem to be displaced for some weird reason. It looks like some sort of incorrect asymmetric legs. Let's check what's this before, because it relates to the, maybe it's some pole target pole angle that is incorrect. Let's check first the bone constraints. No bone constraint here, so this is not the bone constraint. Let's check the parent relations. So nothing about, maybe it's just the, okay, so maybe it's just the mechanism bone here that I use for automating the, so we have this, maybe there's, we need to stretch this bone here. I mean, we need to reset its okay, you see this stretch original length is not matching. Okay, but is it matching now? Yes, it seems to be all good now. The target is equivalent, yeah, so, and now, okay, this match. So just something that was left. We could also resymmetrize this, that would also work. Alright, so this little detail, we're going to go for the so this can be a destructive process for the boots. So what I can do here to preserve the boots is make a backup, so not a proxy in this case, just a backup. So costume, I could do this with every boot of the character, right? But it will be more time consuming and complicated. So I need to do this to the to see if it will work as I expect, if my memory is correct. So also we're gonna look for the, what do we have here? Is there a search here? F3. Yeah, it's on the end panel, I think. No, but the end panel is here. Okay, search for high heel. Okay, so we have here, my list of junk here to do is so long that it will be hard to find after not seeing this file for a while. So high heel boots distorted mesh on rest position. Okay, this is the distorted boots that we need to make change on rest position. With custom property, okay, for changing stance, starts 1 high heel stance, switch. Okay, because this starts is like we want it starts at 1, so high heel stance, and if we want to neutralize, we switch back to 0, flat feet stance, and then consider torso leverage altogether or as a switch. Yeah, so you could even have another alternative that we can also leverage the torso bone, probably this bone indeed, with I think it needs to be this bone. There will be other alternatives in this rig, let's see, but I think this will be the safest. Let's see, I have these widgets are just creating problems here. Oh, this is a good topic. Improve those widgets and reorganize them, right? Yeah. So there would be this bone here, but it doesn't leverage the torso, so it doesn't help. This control is the parent of the master IK legs and some other stuff, or just that in this case. Actually, to pose this correctly for this connected parented skeleton, we need to pick the hip sway bone, so we can have this funny thing. And we have the upper arrow here, which is very hard to see right now. It's parented only the master hands. So if we pick this one alongside wait, should it do, yeah, let's pick this with this, then we can do this, of course, but wasn't something else here? Yeah, we can pick from the, yeah, if we pick this and something, and then we can, I don't remember what it was, but anyways, it will control the hands, right? So we this is not really, it's just to have this control, right? So this makes a distinctive separation. This, of course, they are parented to these control bones, main bones, right? Main hands. They are parented to center of gravity. Alright, for some reason I've decided to parent them here instead of... Oh, of course, because this torso is, you see, it doesn't move the feet nor the hands. If it moved them, then it will be a center of gravity bone, right? Like it would do this, which is somewhat close to the center of gravity, not for the rotation, but so this is not what we want. So this is why we don't parent this to this, so that we'll actually end up with this behavior, which is not what we want. So what so this is the center of gravity, right? So this is doesn't control the masters of the I key, right? Oh, also something about this thing. I remember I have a don't I have a master I key head in this rig? Why is so many master I key head? Okay, it's here, but what it is? Master torso. This seems to be incorrect, because this parenting, yeah, this bone is not supposed to be following the torso, because it's an I key bone. So I'll have to revise this rig here to see if there's anything better. But it was working, right, with some I key switch for the head. I want to see the dump track aim, copy rotation. Okay, so this is just for another control, right? This aim thing, and this will be the, yeah, so this will copy, this is also aim, something that I wish to simplify if I can, but I think it was done on purpose, so I need to restack those things, because otherwise the okay, and so this will be the driver for when we can control this master head. So if it's not parented to this and it's parented to this, then oh yes, but I have a pinning of the head, so it's like it will ignore the parenting. Yeah. Copy rotation. No, this is not the pinning of the head. This actually, oh, I see, the pinning of the head is not in relation to that, it's in relation of the other bones which are lower in hierarchy in relation to this. So okay, so something that I need to recheck, but for now let's return to the basics here. Let's make that fit, and one of multiple topics here. Let's make something, just a new thing here is add fix I key chains interference lock fixer bones for arms and legs. Yeah, so this is Greek. This lock fixer bone is something that I found that can work, is when we have a conflicting I key chain, conflicting I key chains from, for example, I key bone constraint and auto I key option. So the I key chain, the chain length of the I key bone constraint, I have one on the head bone that doesn't, a mechanism head bone which doesn't appear here, that will, if we go down the spine, we will meet that chain here, exactly here in this extra bone that I've made here. So this is a spine locked. So when we, this is very crazy, but what happens, I still have to report this. It's a glitch. No, it's not. It's a bug. It's something that it's inconsistent. The even when the I key bone constraint is disabled for both its bone constraint and influence 0, set to 0, the I key, the inverse kinematics, still affects the rig. It's crazy, it's incorrect, because it apparently it needs to do some, it affects the rig, so that we'll see that especially when we try to use I key option on the same chain, connected chain. So this is what's happening here. So if I pick, for example, the head bone, start to find an auto I key length towards the spine, when I reach that chain length value of the I key bone constraint that I had for the head, could be for the arm maybe, but then I cannot pose it's sort of locked. You see, here it's unlocked, it's very free. I can do all good stuff, right? But if I augment the chain length, auto I key length to 5, now suddenly the thing is locked. I cannot, it doesn't work. So it's being affected by that bug or that inconsistency in the system. If I augment here again beyond that auto I key length that is conflicting with the I key chain of the I key bone constraint, then now it's free again. So for that I created, the idea is just created control spine locked, which is actually spine lock fixer. So this means that I'll never pose this bone. So I don't need to pose this bone. It's just there so that I know, okay, don't get the I key chain length there, because you can be right before, like here, I'm controlling this bone indirectly, or beyond it, like jump, right, skip it. So now, and so I need to do this for the arms, because there's I key bone constraint here, and I still want to be using the auto I key option for and this is a glitch that you see on the head. Also, it's the same problem. It's the same root problem. Is because this is the I key bone constraint of the head that is disabled, totally disabled, but is not deleted. So it still affects the. If I delete the I key bone constraint, then this will disappear. But it's just a glitch. It doesn't affect the actual result. So it doesn't impede posing. So there are different problems, but the same root cause. Wish they would fix that in Blender, but this is very, very niche. So this is one workaround that I found useful. Okay, let's make this high heel stance. That will be interesting, and that will fix. Oh, this I already have here, right? So we are going to make this. Sorry for the confusion. We're gonna it's possibly that the only thing that I will do today. Let's bring some highlight here. I'm looking at the chat, so we're gonna make rigging high heel boots. So a solution, one alternative. So basically what we need an alternative case, yeah. So there are different ways to do that, and then what I'm gonna do here is gonna add, let's see what's the name of this thing, is the yeah, flat feet stance versus high heel stance deformed. Now this is getting too long, right? So that should be it. So this will be the highlight, and now we're going to do this at once, and I hope that will succeed. Hold on folks, let's just check one thing here. Yes, okay, let's get this thing done. Alright, so here's the case. I want this character has high heel boots, not too exaggerated, right, but enough so that you see I've modeled the boots in this way, but I've modeled the character this way on purpose, because I want to have the character natural flat feet stance, let's say like that. So her rest position is indeed this one. In this approach, I'm gonna, now that the boots are modeled like that, I want to deform the boot in a pose that will be this pose for the feet. The actual feet will be on this pose, and I want this to be the rest position of the boot. Of course, not exactly this, but actually this on a position that will be sort of something like this. And so you see the heel will enter the ground while this will remain flat, something like that. And then it will adjust, being deformed like that, it will adjust to the feet, flat feet foot. But when we pose the character with the boots, so we'll have the correct deforms, right? It will always follow. The deforms are okay, but the rest position is not okay. So we're gonna change the rest position at the same time we adapt. So we're gonna apply the rest position of the. We're gonna use the same bones, right, for the body, the skeleton, and the boots. No need new cloth bones for this, but we're gonna change the rest position of the boot, like probably by applying the armature modifier and then canceling the action. So then we're gonna make, so here I have this list, right, the setup that I'm gonna make. High heel boots distorted mesh on rest position. Yeah, so we can model this manually, but I prefer to do this because it's funnier. It sounds more mastery. No, it's just because it works, and it's maybe it's not better. Maybe we still have to make some adjustment manually. There is one little problem. Yeah, there are many problems with that, but I like this because it's versatile. So I will also add a custom property that will allow change the stance, and so there will be for the both feet and character. So the rest position of the body will still be flat feet, which I want by default. I think is more natural, but then we have a stance that will be high heel stance. So this will need a switch, and what this switch will do is just rotate this ankle foot rolls here, both of them, to a certain angle that is probably slightly arbitrary, but it relates to the high heel boots mesh, right? How it will be in the ideal height here of the heel. Okay, so then there is something else we need to meet here. It could be an alternative stance, like could be 3, which is actually that not only the high heels will be leveraged like this, but see the legs bend because of the I key, inverse kinematics, I key bound constraint of the legs. So this is good so far, but we could achieve this actually with but see, the ideally what we'd like to have is to leverage the entire torso, right? Because it's high heel and that's what happens, right? Wielders, users of high heels tend to get higher, usually females, but human being, right? So basically I want to, but I don't want to make this into a rest position, right? Nor I want it to be on a rest pose. This is why we can do this with drivers by having this switch. So the switch will also move the torso up in relation to its own local coordinates, right? So then we have this transform, rotation of these two, and elevation of this probably along its y-axis, I think. Yeah, possibly, doesn't matter the axis. So we're gonna find out. So and then we can switch. We have it could be another special switch, this one, that maybe it should be a boolean one, like on off. So that will allow me to simplify, because what I really want is to facility between 0 and 1, but it will start at 1. Lucas Smith, love the early streams. Oh yeah, thanks. Me too, me too. You have been doing this with a laptop with integrated graphics? No, this is, I have a better graphics card now. Just curious, because some key presses are okay, couldn't... What do you mean key presses? Couldn't help with the dual status bar at the bottom, that's new. Dual status bar... Well, let's see, what's happening? Oh, okay, this is... Yeah, this is OBS Studio. I think I have a... This Blender extra... No, you don't see it. It was for the open file. It doesn't catch... I don't know how to get Blender to find OBS Studio to catch that Windows, because you make it, you source Blender, right? So it sees Blender, right? So if I reduce Blender now, you see nothing, because so it's not my screen that is being, right? I'm limiting this this time. So and then but if I open a file, or even the preferences, right now I've opened the preference, you don't see it. I'll have to, and then that extra Windows was duplicating main Blender for, so I need to find a way to do this. But no, it doesn't have to do with graphic cards, just the... Okay, sorry, so I need to return to the okay, so we're gonna make this flat fit stance. So there are some tutorials, but this technique is custom technique, right? It's there are some people do this with shape keys. Yeah, maybe it's a good idea. To be fair, it might be a good idea. Let me... Oh, yes. Yes. So maybe there's a better thing, actually, because this idea of the... You see, if I have the boot start like this, it means that its rest position is that. What I can make is a shape key to adapt the boots to the deformed flat fit stance, and leave the constant shape key. So it will be a... Let's make this thing. I never tried, but it makes sense now that I know about this idea of a constant shape key. So we can, instead of anatomic, okay, we're gonna do this, I'm gonna call, so it's not anatomic high heel boots, but it's actually okay, constant, yeah, deformed high heel boots. Yeah, so I just don't know how to model this properly. Hold on, what I need to do? Yeah, the problem here is that it's confusing because this is not a body. So what is the best rest position for this mesh of the boots to be rigged, to be skinned? I don't know. Maybe it's better to have it flat on the ground. It will deform better. It doesn't need to deform better. It will deform well in any case, usually, in my experience. So it's not a joint that you need to be very super careful about. So this is what I need to see now. You see that it's not matching the fit stand. So what I'm gonna do is get that. So this will be the original shape of the boots, which maybe is a good idea. But now we're gonna start modeling it in some way. But now the problem is that it is deforming, right? We need to disable its armature modifier, maybe. We'll also make it wireframe. Okay, so I need to leverage the foot to match the boots, right? And that's why we can use this. So you see, it looks like that. Yeah, it looks like that. Here is the ground for this. I might have to readjust some parts of the mesh here, but not on the bases, right? The bases seems to be a bit messed up. Okay, so we're gonna. No, what I'm talking about. This is the. Yes, okay. Of course, I'm seeing the. There's another problem. Is that the leg is. So I have to decide more than this. I see. So this can get a bit more complicated. So I have to find out the good leverage already. This doesn't need to be precise, but we're gonna find this amount of leverage here. That should be fine. Then we're gonna find this amount of rotation. Well, there's just a shift. Shift X. We just grab this. Okay, so I'm gonna continue elevating this. So we see it's not close to end. But you see, that was the mesh that I wanted for the boots. Sort of this elevation, right? So this makes sense. So that means that I'll have to. Let's reset here and GZ, just do vertically. We can try to stretch the legs a lot more, but I think this here seems to be safe. Let's follow this value here now on pose mode. Yes, what is the transforms of this? Okay, so you have this value here, which you could reduce to, we can simplify probably. Let's see. Yeah, we can round that. We're gonna, for now, just add these values here for now. Probably there will be somewhere else to. No, there's nothing here. there's another data that I know, so I'll just keep that. As for these ones, we want to keep, you see there is this rotation along the, and we're gonna also round this. So this will be like x rot. This is a positive value. Yeah, this is a positive value. I could note this elsewhere, but no, just trying to get this here for organization, then we decide what to do with that. Okay, now that I have these things checked, it will be time to so these boots are actually not modeled properly for the stance. So you see, I'm not changing the so I need to change the rest position of the boots, because not in a way to deform it right now, but in a way to adapt it to the real what is really the high heel stance of the character, because it wasn't correct, right? So possibly something like this. Here we'll have to adjust these two. And here it's unclear, some things here might be weird. I'm not sure what is this, so I'm gonna turn this back to texture. Let's investigate what's going on with this mesh here. No, apparently everything is correct. It's just something from this angle seems a bit crazy, but it's probably just some... What are those vertices? Okay, they are symmetric. They are just the... Yeah, so nothing... It's very regular, nothing very important. Okay, we see that this goes up. Right, so actually we might want to mimic this to the... Yeah, we can totally smooth this thing. This is not the shape key, folks. This is really the... What needs to go... Okay, this needs to do something like that. Then we have... No, not this one. Okay, why don't you allow me to select this edge here? Alright, so we're gonna... No, it's not this edge. It's the... Is it this one? No, it's... There's some crazy mesh that I don't seem to be able to to understand. Yeah, let's just smooth this thing. Okay, we can probably do something about this face. Yeah, this face is completely weird. And I'm just not being able right now to get the... Yeah, there's something about this vertex maybe? Yeah, possibly is this one. Looking from the front, so... Yeah, it does this. So this vertex was badly positioned, so now I'm getting... Now I'm getting that shape. Yeah, there we go. There's just one vertex on the opposite side, which was... Alright. So we see that here we could also improve something on the boot here. So very minute details here that we can solve this later. So this is not, remember, this is still the basis. They look a bit weird still after I've made this, so maybe this is not exactly how the... Yeah, like if we have a character that maybe this inclination is weird, but this is something about the rig of the body. So yeah, it's like how you invert this. It might even not be correct, so but probably there is an inclination this is acceptable. Okay, so it's like the characters, the person wielding this kind of the higher the high heeled boot, the more likely the character is being pushed forward, right? So it makes sense. Maybe yeah, this is why this is so bad for the spine. So you need to compensate. Okay, so here we're gonna do some more adjustments. So you see that this is actually quite huge, right? So here anatomy wise could be improved, but I don't care because we don't see it anyways for now. Can probably improve this in other ways. Okay, and here I'm not liking the shape, so I think we'll try to see if I can possibly this it needs to be higher now, and maybe GY maybe we can. And you see the sheen is sort of, yeah, so it's sort of, we could make some slight rotation here. Yeah, I'm distorting here. Okay, using X-ray so you catch everything. So is this, yeah, this maybe this sounds a little better. Okay, it sounds a bit robust, but that was sort of the idea of this sci-fi. We can anytime make more change to this. It's not too difficult. The difficult part is actually conceiving this switchable, versatile setup, right? So I think now this is looking good. I'm gonna save, and we're gonna now play with the actual. Let's see. With the actual. Thinking about the rigged model, also we need to change the origin of the armature probably to this new point instead of, this will be for later, doesn't matter now. So she's taller, so this is why in this case it's like that. Okay, so I'm thinking what to do next here. It's confusing, right? But we're gonna get it done. So right now what I have, remember the armature. If you don't, I remember. So you have gave these bones these names, and she is on a, this could be a pose asset, so you could get this stance from a pose asset, which can be cool, but then every time you reset the pose you need to return here. Or if you know pose assets, pose library, so you can also just click here and reset instead. So that's not so bad actually, right? So we could create a pose asset for this, right? But it doesn't need to be now because I already catch those data for this bone, so this is all we need to know. So anytime I can make this pose asset. So I'm not gonna make it now because we are gonna probably be changing this custom rig more and more. So pose assets, it's later. So even this one, I want to make it a custom property. So now that we have this, what I need to do, if I'm not wrong, is to I would have to apply the forms, right? Yeah, I changed the rest position, so no apply the forms here. But when I reset, something I can do is keyframe. Actually, that will help. Okay, let's. We can keyframe this. No, maybe this will cause some conflict. I'm not sure. So. Okay, so we're gonna make two keyframes. We're gonna keyframe here. Bring this to the very end, whatever it is, and to the very beginning we just reset all, and not all, yeah, we pick these bones again and we insert after reset. Okay, and we're gonna change this to an actual constant, right? No, yeah, constant. So it's, we have something like that, so it's easy to yeah, so you can just swap this here at any time. So if you want to, let's save here. So maybe this will cause problem for, it's just for the facility in swapping here. Then we delete this thing. So I was attempting the shape key for the boots. What those shape keys will do? They need, okay, these shape keys need to, it's kind of stupid, but these shape keys need to, when I reset, right? So when I reset here, indeed, I want these shape keys to make the feet go deep in the ground. Yeah, the heels of the boots, which is unrealistic. But you see, what is unrealistic here is here are the feet, right? So if the character is wearing high heel boots, then she can't, in this case, she can't have this this stance, right? If she happens to have this forced stance, then that means that literally she bent the or broke the high heel. So this is why we need to make this but strangely now this is what is confusing for me in this approach. If I make this deforms here, this morph here, I will be changing the, and if I make it constant, right, I'll be just destroying the yeah, this is a different approach that I'm trying to, and what I knew, so this is why I'm getting confused here. So very interesting. Okay, I'm gonna do this. Yeah, so if I deform this you see that they are not deformed because we need to enable. Okay, nothing is happening here. This, oh, okay, whatever, I'm gonna just there are some adjustments here that I need to propagate, not propagate, but actually just for that part there. Yeah, so we're gonna pick this and vertex blend from shape, go to, actually I think no, it's the opposite. I get this. Yeah, no, it's like this. I get this, go to bases, and then I go blend from shape. It will take from the deform and take off add, and so now it didn't work. So okay, let's just whatever I do here. Yeah, this highlight's already very messed up in terms of, but we're gonna get this done no matter what, no matter the technique that I use. Sorry about the confusion. So here let's just mix from shape, right? No, not this, new mix from shape, and let's just delete, and this is the new basis, right? So we got this fixed. So alright, so we're gonna try this deformed, right? Morphed, yeah. And now I need to adjust these boots to this, right? So which of course won't make too much sense right now, and maybe not even later on, but this is the oh, also there is a problem here. So I never faced this particular problem because this was not the, oh yeah, so actually, you know, she already dropped the stance, and this happened precisely right? I could move this down on a specific value. If I'm not wrong, this value, yeah, you could pick exactly. It's not necessarily good, but so this bone 0.041 meters. So we can just pick this thing and GZ negative 0. No, GZ negative 0.041 meters. No, it's GZ negative 0.0041. It'll be that. Okay, I'm not sure, but this seems to be the correct one. So then the rotation, I don't know, but it still looks favorable. And now if you see the boots are not rigged, now they are. Yes, okay, so you see the this seems to have I reset the pose, so this is what we want. What's happening here? Okay, GX, okay. But now we need to get the high heel stance for her. So we want this to be the this and that, right? So the rotation will start already from here. So I want to maintain the rest pose. No, not the rest pose. I want to maintain this angle here as the basis and this position. So what I need to do here now, when comes the driver, we could add there's actually another way that may also include the driver, but we could also, there's a way to do this with a bone constraint, is called a constant bone constraint. Okay, it's not this limit rotation. This we might have to fix because we might have to, I'm not sure right now, might have to displace the values because we might need more rotation available. No, yeah, we might, exactly, because we are dealing with a new range of she would already start with a level with a already thing. So maybe we want a bit more from here, and while we want less from here. So I don't remember right now. I could consult all the rigs, but it will take a while to find, so not gonna do this online. But what you can achieve is that, okay, these keyframes, oh, this can help, of course. So we're gonna, instead of the custom property, which will be nice, we can, it's very easy to make, it's just complicated at first. But here we're gonna try first the constant. So the constant cheat is actually very simple. No one knows this. Transformation bone constraint. We're gonna give it a, and let's bring it at the top. So constant and we're gonna, yeah, constant rotation x, high heel stance, yeah, because that will, yeah, let's do constant, yeah, high heel stance constant. So basically we target the armature object, then we, oh, it needs a bone constraint, yeah, it's constrained to something. So this is okay, let's constrain to the switch custom property bone, doesn't matter, could be anything. So we're gonna target local space, I don't know, this shouldn't be, we're not gonna do anything with this. Map to, yeah, we can map rotation and map to rotation. So nothing matters here. The only thing that really matters is that we're gonna add or maybe replace, in this case I think replace, also because it comes before this, then we're gonna add this rotation value here, right? So we want that rotation there, so the maximum would be this, as soon as we have actually it's not like that, it's the, oh, this is not this is radians. Alright, so very bad. So I have to find again the proper, okay, we're gonna actually do I don't know how to make the conversion here, I forgot this. The process rotate x, it will be about 22 22.23, but this is global. I want local gx wait, this is weird. Why I'm getting, no, this is correct. Okay, so it's 18 dot, yeah, 18. So rotation, so instead we're gonna change the minimum to 18, and really, no, this not map from, sorry, cannot delete this backspace. Minimum, so the minimum will be the constant, so it starts at minimum, nothing happens. Okay, nothing happened to this bone. Of course you can no, this is not the bone. I mean, this bone could technically do something from rotation. No, it doesn't do nothing. So you just get a basic this, and if we disable this, it goes back to wait. That's because I'm in this thing, right? Okay. It was just for checking, so enable this, and here we got the constant. So we can drive this influence here. So this could be driven by, yeah, by basically by a custom. So actually all this is like redundant, because we can do this with the custom shape, but here we could drive a bone, right? We could have a control bone that does that in the, instead of the rig UI, some panel here with custom property. Instead we could just use a bone. I've been doing with bones, but now after I found the custom properties, okay, let's do it custom properties. So this is the bone where I'm adding the custom properties. So we need to, after I'll make them into the panel, but for now we can try to bring this here where it is. So this bone, it should stack the properties. I don't see where they are. Bone manager, rig UI, rig, it should have custom properties. Okay, so here you see already even I key head, all these are, I think they are functioning. Yeah, so pin elbow for some interesting features. So pin knee, so you can have other stuff. These are booleans, right? So toggle on off. In this case, this is just as an influence. So what I'm gonna do is that very simple. We get so we don't need this thing. This setup is but we need this value. So we're gonna delete this. We're going to go here, and we're gonna add a custom property finally on bone tab, custom properties. So new, yeah, I'm gonna add a new that will be called. Okay, I need to edit here. We'll start at 1 as my, I want to start with the high heel stance. So yeah, fit stances. Description. Flat feet equals 1. High heel stance equals 2. And actually flat feet is equal 0, and high heel stance equal, and we could have an intermediate, or the, yeah, intermediate, something that or call it how we want, where the, but I don't see the purpose for it, so we're gonna change this and the torso height. Yeah, foot rolls and torso height. Yeah, yeah, heel holds, it's actually heels leverage and torso height. So that's what it means. So this is just description, so you can place anything here. Here we want precision, yeah, steps. We can do the steps, but in principle we could do this. Maybe we want some gradual change, so we're gonna leave to float. Yeah, we can call boots. Now, yeah, fit stance, whatever. Default value, yes, 1. They'll start at 1, which will be the high heel. Minimum 0, maximum 1, and that's it, nothing more. Library overridable, yes, because this will be a linked rigged model. Okay, so we've just created this feet stance, and now we get, I don't have it here, but here I can update in my rig UI. I think I have something here. This is the Dorothy template, probably this one. Okay, that will be somewhere. This creates this panel here, right, which is actually, oh, this is not the custom properties. Hold on. Okay, these are the custom properties, but I have something else that doesn't even need the, I probably need to run this script. You see, I select the boot, and where is the my bone layers? Yeah, so and okay, it's not working because probably there's some incorrect stuff somewhere. No, it's in bone manager. Okay, but it's there, but it's not yeah, it definitely is not drawing the stuff. Probably something that I have to update. Here my bone layers, yeah, no, all this is our bone manager. Nothing seems wrong here. It's probably something after it drawn this, yeah, it drawn all that column box, blah, blah, so it's tried to draw this and master, oh yeah, of course, so it's already get some problem here. So this is master body, this is master body. This is a collection, right? There's no more master body collection, so we're gonna change it to, yeah, just controllers and text controllers. Yeah, let's replay that. There we go. So it was this one that was causing the non-functionality, but then with my switch, let's save here. So we got this, the second column, or the second, no, this is controllers. Okay, this is being drawn, and it's drawing upon here my switch. Then this is an icon system. I don't like this. It's an icon, it's, let us say, as a preset, so not double quotes, just single quotes. Well, this is my own, it's just my own convention maybe. So here we got armature Dorothy, this seems right, but something is not. Switch custom properties, this pose bones, key head. Okay, apparently we are dealing with a bone that has of course this bone has a they are quite different name right now, I remember. So it's like, this is a value that doesn't matter, just ignore that. So we're gonna bring this bone here, and now yeah, it will, wait, is this correct? No, this is the bone, so we're gonna make these adaptations. Yeah, that could be simpler if I get those data in a better position, but for now, so we're gonna update here, and there we go. So now we have this in here. So what I want to add is just another of this, gonna add another of this one, so it's raw. Yeah, it's easy here, right? So basically it's so rooted that I should place it, like if I run this script here, it will create, so this is the same, right? But we want to change here, so it's gonna make okay, so what it does is it's taking this data here. Of course there's more things before, but box will create this box here. Box equals layout, drawing a layout, and a box of the layout. So this dot is a hierarchy in Python script, the little that I know. That means that this is a property that's, or something, and that is inside of this. So it's like a hierarchy. Yeah, it's a parenting, right? So the box occurs inside of this, and this is the variable box. So not confuse this with this. This is like when I write box, now it will actually draw all this from this point on, from this line on, until the end of this this setup here, or until I recall box something else. You see, I'm not calling box anything else. Here I would. So, but here we're gonna. So it will be, and this is a function box. So the box function, it's something that will generate something. Yeah, it will generate a box if I'm not wrong. So box here means not this box, but just means this variable that we named. So box means actually layout.box function, put all this into here, and then we got, if I'm not wrong, then inside this layout box you get label. Yeah, because there's this label. So label is like giving a name to something. So it's with my switches plus, right, comma, with a separation. So get more properties into this label thing. So everything in parentheses here is inside the label. So the icon system is this one. So find it with the add-on extension, right, free inbuilt, that is the icon, the icon viewer. So you can pick anything here, click, and you'll see the name. So for I'd like to have something for this, but I think I cannot. I need to, I don't know how to lay out this, let's see. But if I wanted the, okay, let's not do this immediately. Let's just fix the label here. So it will be not IK switch. So this will be the, okay, but there's another problem here, is that I need to recall the actual property. Oh yeah, this is the recall of the, I wouldn't have known. So you see, this is bizarre. There is like something, is because this is already a quotation of mine, so we don't want this. This is the custom property name. Actually, this is called actually the, if we go on the armature here, on the real custom properties vanilla stuff right here, it is called, okay, but it needs to be of the, the bone, right? So its custom properties, there's fit stances. So this is the name that I need to. We'll also change this to. I hope I'm right and there's not another ID for this. Okay, so you need to be on pause mode to see the custom properties. We're gonna change this to fit stances. Then we see if we look at here, fit flat, you see there's the description, so that's nice. Flat fit stance equals 0, yeah, 0.000, okay. That means, okay, nothing is happening because we need to copy this as a driver first, so we're gonna copy as new driver for now. We're gonna just do this in a moment. So just picking this, and when it's heels and high heel stance is 1, and it already starts in 1. This starts on seems like it wants to reset to 1. This I don't have the description, right? So this is not default yeah, maybe it's 1 by default, so that doesn't make sense to me. So anyways, we're gonna investigate that later, just a little detail. So now we are bringing the custom property named fit stance as in the custom panel that we are making. So we are going to, so you see there is the this is complicated. I cannot what's happening here. Yeah, so for this bone, apparently the bone of reference, its custom property of reference, then text IK head switch. We're gonna, now this is just flat fit, or yeah, I can make stance, no, high heel. Flat foot or flat feet, yeah, well, it doesn't matter. So we then, if we update this slider true, let's play that. Okay, so this is bad to read, but yeah, let's take this off and just leave here. So of course nothing is happening here. But if we reset here, yeah, it goes to 1. This reset properly. Okay, so we're gonna now bring this to 1 when it is to 1. Is that correct? Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so copy as new driver as it is 1. Then we're gonna bring hold on, there's a problem here. I don't have the I don't have what to order this bone to rotate from that. This is where the maybe I need that bone constraint in the end. So yeah, we're gonna do this again. Okay, we're gonna target this, and we're gonna go local space. I hope so. This we're gonna paste driver here, and we're gonna map from rotation. Yeah, this doesn't matter, nothing will happen here anyways, but here we're gonna go for rotation, and we want, I think it was minimum 18. Yeah, so now what happens that we can't control this, but as soon as we, okay, let's save here. As soon as I change here, we get the flat foot stance. Yes, and then we need to, the same thing, we paste for, yeah, actually we're gonna bring it here. We're gonna symmetrize this. This probably needs to be, I'll have a problem if it is a no, it is add. Okay, if it was replaced, we'll have a problem because it is locked. So we need to leave it maybe before original even. Okay, so it's, and now the idea will be to lock this from, and right now I'm not sure how to how I did that little thing here. Probably you have to extend this limit rotation, right? Maybe swap, disable one, enable another, but this is like because this is like, it won't update in the same way, right? Now this bone has rotated up, so this is why it's not the rest position of this bone, right? It's just the state of the high heel stance. I want the bone to be here on the rest position, so it respects the flat feet stance. So you see the complication, but it's riggable. It's just that here I need probably to adapt this. I just don't know, we could do incremental. Yeah, there's Python, maybe we can drive this too. I'll have to think about that, but for now what you can do is just symmetrize this, and of course it no, hold on, symmetrize. Great, it doesn't want to Is it symmetric even? No, for some reason it's not recognizing it. And I just call a mechanism foot roll, I have no idea. Never seen that before, this not symmetrizing the bone constraint, whatever, then we're gonna just copy manually. It's also not respecting the probably this name is causing after, oh yeah, probably after the left and right is going nuts. Yeah, that's probably this, so let's do this instead. Now if we move them together, yeah, alright. So now we can symmetrize. I think after the I should need a separator, a point or dot or underscore, something like that. Alright, but we need the driver doesn't get symmetrized, so we need to copy driver and paste driver. And Blender is smart now with transformation bone constraint, it will symmetrize correctly. Alright, and so here is the high heel stance, so we can remove the boots, and so now this is totally posable, right? And totally adjustment by default she was like that. But yeah, I need to adapt the limit stuff, still thinking about that. And we have the okay, this custom rig UI I'm still developed, so we can even either use this bone, right, or the my custom panel. So you see here we got high heel, so the only thing that is not functioning is here. We're gonna also fix this bone. We're gonna use this value, I think. This will be tricky, but no, this bone is not affected by any I-key chain, auto I-key stuff, so it's okay to bone constrain it. Thankfully it is not gonna be a problem here. So we're gonna fit stance. We're gonna now, what is the name of the bone constraint, right? Yeah, fit stances. So we're gonna just do this again. So local space, we are gonna target the armature, then we target the custom switch custom property, blah blah. Then we gotta get map from location, yeah, but no location, nothing to change there. And just gonna minimum of let's see, y-axis. So you want to get it will be I want it to move up, right? So it will be to paste that value here, but no, what we want is actually to get the minimum of the position of, not to be 0 on let's say its rest pose. We want to distort the rest pose, so this will be the constant value about here. So this will always start already like this, and maximum, well, it's I don't care about the maximum. So it's just we are making some, this will cause nothing, right, because there is nothing here to manipulate. So actually this is just if we did that, nothing will change. But if we change the minimum, then we can get a constant, right, transform. And so by getting this constant transform, now we have the stance. But it is not over yet, because we need also to paste driver. It is still there. So now we go, yeah, I can delete those keyframes. Now we're gonna, yeah, delete those keyframes. No, actually, oh, I hope I didn't made a mistake of deleting grease pencil stuff. No, they are not even appearing here. They would be locked, but hold on. No, it's just a notation. So no, I don't want to delete this annotation. I don't remember what they are. So just the there's not enough space for what I'm doing here. So yeah, we can delete the annotations are there, so yeah, it's clear what we just want to delete. These keyframes. And these keyframes, there we go. Now if I change these stances, you see all the changes. There we go. And this doesn't affect posing. Of course, when I reset, or shouldn't affect, right? Now if I exactly, so there is a limitation here, but it's like, you see, this will affect simultaneously this and row bones, right? So, but like, why would I need another stance, another maybe boolean to say, also fix this, or maybe not a boolean, just another one just for the torso? Like, it sounds dumb. So this is something, this maybe even should be a boolean thing, right? On off, right? So toggle on off, not, but okay, we have this funny thing. So essentially this will be 0, right, when she is not wearing that. So, and this will be when she has this. So the only thing that we need to fix now for would be to solve this those limit rotations, which maybe might affect the mechanism bone of the advanced tree, which is just there are 2 bones there, so they nothing too much to care about, if I'm not wrong. But it's annoying, so we need to see how to, because now this bone is on the value that it rotated, which I forgot. I think it was 18. Yeah, maybe we can see here on the transforms panel. It considers it hasn't been transformed. Great. Yeah, so great. It doesn't know it has been transformed. So, but we already know it was negative 18, right? So actually I want actually 18 degrees, yeah, and I don't care about the okay, so this is all we need, because these are just on one orientation, right? The x-axis rotations. So I need to add, so technically I need to add okay, what is the limit rotation minimum here? Also, let's change here something quick. No, there's just for location, it's just okay. At least we have add. All right. Okay, so see, she's resetting this so that already. Yes, so she has leveraged. So when rigging, I don't want to be using this. I want to be using this, because then I have already the matching pose, right? Rest pose and rest position. Otherwise this will be very nightmarish. Imagine being having to read like that. No, not good, right? So this is why we need this to be a sort of a switch keyframe. Why no keyframe, then it will affect animation. It sounds not stable enough, right? You can delete the keyframe, so no, probably it will conflict with other stuff. So the thing will be to hello, oh sorry, chilling out, welcome, welcome to the tutorial, to the presentation and channel. Sorry for delay. I was too busy, too concentrated in this fixing this high heel boots leverage setup. So now we need to add this. Okay, we're gonna see here. So basically, this is positive, right? We already know, and this is negative on local X. So we need to, this is not moving enough and this is moving too much. So this is moving negative, right? So what we could do is add a driver here. But there is a problem. I add a driver and then what drives the drivers, right? A driver to, like I thought a driver to like add. So there's a, in Python there will be a way to scripting that will be like oh no, but this is not like this, right? If I do this equal plus or plus equal, yeah, plus equal 18 incremental, I see that this just destroyed the yeah, this is not working. Let's see what it gives us here. Yeah, no, it's not. Even if I had something like that, okay, but what drives this to happen, right? Here I'm just okay, so it's not like something I've, you see, this is not, the math is not even, yeah, this is not okay, never mind. We got errors here. We're gonna delete. That was this. Let's see. Add driver. Okay. Yeah, this is radians. Oh yeah, there's a problem. This is radians for sure. Now is when I need those radian values from the which I've calculated before. Okay, let's like okay, this is the value in radians, so it will be like okay, the var is the rotation, but we need to add another variable which is the another input. This is coming from what? Oh, okay, okay. So we can. Yeah, it's recalling. Can I? Can I get a... Yeah, no, this is... I don't have the mindset for this. This is too experimental now. So this is where we're gonna... I just need to remember how I did this adjustment. I think I just made 2 of these, right? So... But this is... like... adaptive limit rotation with copy driver paste. Oh wait, hold on, we can actually... This can cause some issue because it's not boolean, but maybe that is so I'm gonna duplicate this. So this is the default one, and it will be overridden. I don't know if how this how those limits, if they stack or if they... I don't know how they behave, so he'll have to make some tests. But let's see. Paste driver. Okay, so you see, this is working for boolean, so it's just enabled when it is 1, which is actually acceptable. So it starts full, and it's... so here we're gonna need this to... we're gonna add 18, reduce... no, it is maximum plus 18 degrees, minimum... no, that makes no sense. Max, we want... yeah, you see it still affects there. If we didn't have this... oh, we are locked in some other ways. Wait, what is locking this? This is the left side. Okay, the foot is locked because of the others, right? The mechanism bone. So yeah, this like means that we need to make adjustments here and then there to... and I remember this... it's like it's not difficult, it's just annoying. I have to have one swap to the other, unless... okay, let's get the... I want to simplify this. Certainly there would be some way to, but I can't think of anything right now. So mechanism, you see, we need this, then we need this and this, and that's all we need here actually. So this bone here would cause the, okay, it's rotating because I've disabled everything, right? So you need to make, we know it's all about that amount of degrees. So here is what you're gonna check. First, you're gonna understand if what happens with the overriding thing. So negative 60, this is reading this one. I'm looking at the bone itself, not at the foot, right? So this is positive limit, this is max 60 degrees and negative 60 degrees, minimum negative 60 degrees. Okay, so I want to augment both with the driver, so that means that I want to augment plus 18, and here we already have plus 18. So this is not enabled, so we're gonna enable this thing. And now let's see what it does. So for the bone seems still to be locked, right? Yeah, you see this still is being read, so it's not being overridden by the other. So they sort of pick whichever value is more extreme maybe, or more restrictive, right? So we need to invert those things, which is super annoying. So you're gonna put it to 0, copy as new driver, and paste driver. So now they are probably inverted as I get these where's this? Okay, no, this is not working. Okay, so something about the copy as new driver, paste driver. No, I thought this worked. Okay, but it doesn't work. We need to do some manual editing here. Honestly, quite incredible. Yeah, this is very interesting stuff that you can do in Blender. There are some good tutorials out there, but this is like rigging, right? So we can rig a lot of stuff. There are huge limitations, right? But if you go deep enough in certain things, we can achieve a lot of cool stuff in the UI, in the rigging models and control rig. This is a control rig thing. Let's see. So apparently here we need to control this in a different way. I don't have the what it is giving me here. I have information for this. This in Python scripting is on and off toggle. This is like true or false, yeah, something like that. I'm not sure if that, probably not like that. It's not this, right? Wait. No. It's behaving strange, right? I don't remember what is this exclamation point. So. Now it's disables, but this is not a boolean thing, so this could cause some glitch if I'm not sure, but okay, the fact is that we have a substitution of the limits, and so if I just need to control this, okay, so this script is creepy. I'm not sure. I don't know where this came, but it doesn't show any error, and so that seems to be functional. So this means that if I get the fit stance here, this should be respecting, right, a more exaggerated maximum. Yes, except that the foot still goes, and here we have a problem. Something that I've calculated wrongly. It's like, let's try double this value here. So let's take plus 18 again. Yeah, it's like I'm not getting the right angles here. So it's not like I think I got it wrong. It's normal. It was normal. Okay, so we're gonna take this off. So we're gonna use normal. And yeah, but then how I catch this, I have to do all over again. Well, I'm not using the radians, so I'm just using the yeah, here I am confused about the calculations. So I thought it was 18 degrees. "18 degrees" is here, but using the normal. Let's check if this is true. Ah, yeah, there we go. So it's actually way more than that. So it was just the wrong calculation. So I need to, this value is garbage. what is that I need to calculate? Yes, I need to calculate this again, right? This is why I need the keyframe, maybe. Okay, or maybe I can do something here. I'm gonna go for... I'm gonna just disable this driver. And now we're gonna enable flat fit. I'm gonna reset. Okay, now we got normal and rotate X. So we're gonna give a restart from, not from scratch, but we're gonna give an approximation of what we already had achieved. A visual approximation. We can even do slightly better here. We can do this. And so here already have transforms. This will give radiance, so maybe I should pick this value. Yeah, let's write down not using this. This time let's do this in a more clean way. Okay. Heal, roll, normal. Transform orientations, and then we get to radiance. It's this, and as we get to... Oh, I haven't checked how much it means in terms of crap. Okay, so there is a script to know this. Doesn't matter. Yeah, I'm not using the radius, so this is like just approximatively this. But we're gonna dump this value, probably recalculate later. We're gonna base ourselves in with the actual $22 degrees. So degrees, positive 22 degrees, and radians we're gonna recalculate. We don't need them now. So actually you can just convert, I just don't remember the radians to degrees to range, something like that. It's a script that a command that you put in there. Okay, and then what we do here, okay, let's already enable back this driver. We don't see it, but I fortunately remember the bone that I did that too. And so now we gotta get back to this nightmare stuff, in which so it was negative 60 plus 22, negative 60, no, this is 60 plus 22, and this should give us, okay, disable, enabled. Are we having the proper Yes, we are having this. Now if I try to rotate, look at the foot. Okay, so foot stops moving, but I can still move this a little more. Foot stops moving, but oh, here I think what did I do wrong here? It's positive, right? No, I'm summing. Very weird. So technically this bone shouldn't be okay, not confusing them. Let's hide. I have extra motion here, that is good for the bone. And here I want to limit here the bone. It shouldn't. What I'm doing wrong? I just oh yes. No, it just makes no sense to me, but apparently we need to zero out some and what if I just calculated this incorrectly and this is the actual no, the negative is to the bottom. Okay, so this is not incorrect. So it's just this value. I need something like it was negative 60, which is too much. And okay. Oh, I know what's going wrong. Of course, I'm thinking all wrong here. This is the yes, because the foot is not moving. Of course, this is just a visual confusion. So of course it is plus 22. It's that we want to rotate the heel. We want the heel to be rotated in this way, in these switchings. But of course it has nothing to do with the floor on the heel on the ground. This is another effect. So if the foot is anywhere like here, of course we want to continue the range of motion. Here see we have terrible deformed, so these were not calculated, probably because we need to lock here. Still having some deforms. We're gonna see now. Yeah, now we're gonna apply these things here, this creepy stuff. We're gonna copy driver and paste driver. Okay, so this is just the same thing. Then and paste driver. Then what you're gonna do is gonna shift D and shift D. Okay, helps that in this case it doesn't have the driver. So now we just need to see what are these limits doing. So they are not the copy rotation, they are just the limits. So what we need to do here is to see. We don't need to visualize the original one, we just need to, yeah, then we're gonna bring copy driver, the new one, paste driver and paste driver. So here is now what it's tricky. We need to change this limit, so the maximum should be plus 22, right? Degrees, and this, the maximum is just, oh no, this, haha, this is also plus 22. So this is plus 22 and this should be plus 22. So now when we have this maximized, if I reset here, what's happening? I think we got trouble. I think I've no, this is working. So it's just the bones, they look crazy, but this seems to be causing a problem with the unexpected problem with the I key setup. Probably I changed something here that so this is be the heel. Let's just isolate this. Nobody panic. So this is correct, right? This is working as expected, but now this is the problem, is that I probably overdid something on this minimum, so maybe we shouldn't touch one of them. So I think this heel, yeah, the heel is, we don't touch this one, but here I need to, where's the, yes, this needs more roll, right? But this is already maximized. This looks limiting, but whatever. I've already added here. Should it be the case to add even more? No, I don't think this is correct. Oh, this is adding, it's the wrong bone, of course. This is the wrong... we need to solve this one. Right? Well, this minimum is still 0. Alright. So apparently this is the way to go. One weird stuff is that this transition, right? You see, there is something that also needs to be now the things, you see, the knees are slightly bent on the rest position, and then with the leverage of the heels, then everything is working. Yeah, so what happens is, all right, yes, so this is impeccable now. Well, there are some little mistakes, or not mistake, there are some The annoying thing is this, I don't know how to... Okay, this smooths out, right? This is smooth, but when if I have a posed bone here and I change the stance, there'll be some weird stuff happening. Or not. Oh, this seems fair. Let's see, exaggerated. Yeah, you see there are some things that may occur because it's swapping there. So this is, I would like to make this gradual, but I just don't like, you need to be adding gradually angles there according to the amount of this, but then you need to drive augmentation of reduction of that. Fine, but what is driving that augmentation? So it's a driver, sort of a driver inside of another driver. I don't know how to do this right now. I think it's possible. Yes, so I was trying to just add individual, but actually I need to create a custom property. Apparently I think it's like that. That would be a value, and that value would be evaluated based on, so there will be a custom value that will be the 28 degrees that I want to add to some of these values based on a percentage. So this is could be used, this other value here, as a percentage of 28 degrees, positive 28 degrees. That will add, and so that value would enter as some sort of, for example, yeah, here is not the best setup to test this out, but it's not also symmetrized, but we can, yeah, let's symmetrize this and get this thing ready. Although no, I'll not do that, because if I find a better solution, I'd like to erase everything, so that's not gonna waste time here. If I also because I think that this certainly can be done more economical, right? I don't want to have two of these to manage. Okay, so let's say that I want that custom value, so that would be, I'm not even sure how this, yeah, 28 degrees. Let's just, no, it doesn't accept, so custom value. No, let's oh, this is the, okay, we'll do this integer, integer array maybe. So I don't know why there's 3 default values. Oh, it's not it's not integer arrays, just float array, guess. Yeah, this limits the proper value slide to a range. Values outside the range must be inputted numerically. No. Stab, okay. Plain data. Yeah, whatever. And then 28 degrees rotation. Yeah. Custom value. There we go. So Okay, we reset, you have this, so you see that will be doing this. So now the problem is how to give this to blend to the proper things, right? So I'd like to apply it here, so you don't even need to have it enabled to see the driver working. So let's say, for example, I want to use this max and add driver. Okay, let's see. Now this driver is not good. It's like already giving some sort of, yeah. So now let's not do this way. Let's let's like copy as new driver. This will not work, I think, but this at least will give me a clue of wait, was this? Yeah, this was incorrect. It was 60, I think. Yeah, so we want here to, well, we could do this for the other side, which is clean, right? No, but it doesn't have the other drive. Yeah, so let's use here instead. Yeah, let's do it here for now. So paste driver. So you see this is doing some crazy maths based on the, yeah, it's using the, okay, it's using this bone to give an average value. So custom value, okay, it's giving, oh yeah, so okay, so the problem is that I don't know what's this. So we need to do this to something. It's not just custom value, which is, yeah, it's because this 28 is radians, so it's probably causing this. The custom value must be something else. Alright, so again we need to again try to, yeah, now this is why we got that approximation. I knew that we might need, so it's this thing, that something like that I would need to actually change the and I think minimum will be 0, yeah, and the maximum would be this, and that will be this has not been updated. Okay, now it has been updated. Okay, let's return to the, yeah, let's return to the bone. Okay, we got something here that starts to work. Then we have the custom value, which is, yeah, but this is not being the correct, yeah, it's not doing the right thing. So let's say that I need to add this to yeah, but how do I use self? I have no idea. So can we use the bone itself? Armature, can we have the, yeah, armature. Yes, usually we can self-target, but this is not, is actually transform channel. Is the foot roll X rotation on local space, yes, and quaternion. Okay, so this is var plus custom space, custom value. Nothing happens. Oh, it is doing something here. All right. So we have something happening. Yes. But what is driving this? It's just a limit, right? So it's not dynamic, right? Because now you need to have this custom value to adjust the own variable to be dependent on something. Maybe we can. Okay, maybe that custom value must be fixed. But it's radian. Ah, shit. So it's, yeah. This is this will need more developments, folks. So there will be many, probably different ways to achieve this. I need to check my old rig how I did. I think I kept doing this switching, and for the most part it worked. But I don't like this kind of snapping here that occurs, because then one limit probably is interacting. This would only happen if we are trying to make the character remove the boots and for some reason, yeah. So also I'm not sure if we could just place this in the place of the influences, so like for the limit rotation. So we could do this instead, right? For example, if let's clear this, let's for example, if I have this, and let's delete this driver. I'm not gonna save in this circumstance. Then we delete this driver, then we pick oh, I remember, you need to drive based on this, nothing based on this. Okay, so this is why so we're not gonna do this, we're gonna affect the influence, so it's a gradual. So we're gonna do a copy as new driver, and so when this is, yeah, default, I don't know, influence will be yeah, when this is 1, then influence will be 0. So paste driver, and see it's not working. So when influence, there we go. Okay, so actually, yeah, we need to use both combined, right? So okay, no, this is still not. Never mind. So they are matching. No, I don't want them to match. Yeah, and they are still matching. So weird, because I thought that I knew how to do this, but sort of not the way I thought. So it is tricky. So we did this driver, and yeah, it's just 1 minus fit stance, I think. No, it's fit stance minus 1, maybe. No, it's not that. But yeah, it's probably about here. So right now we get this default thing. We want the inverse, so it's like, I think this doesn't work. It gives error, yeah, because the variable cannot be on like this in this scripts apparently. So it's yeah, this is I don't, it should be simple, but I don't have the mindset to think about it. So folks, this is just what remained here, and trying to get this thing smooth, but it's just it's more mechanistic, not to be done in animation, this switching. Love the early stream. No, this is the same. Okay, so we were successful in the mechanism. It's just that I'd like to have this switch more clean. That's all. But the setup works, and we proved it. This is just like clean up, finding best approach to this. And this strange shape key also worked. So remember, there's this morphed. If we didn't have this morphed, what would have happened is that we will have the boots ending in some, yeah, it just don't meet the ground when it needs to. So instead of the cool thing of this is that I preserve let's say the foot stand, the base of the boots, right? I've made some adjustments to match when the character has got the flat feet stance, that stance there. So I've just remodeled something about the boots regarding that, and then we can achieve that pose with keyframes also. Just pose and try to see what we get, right? And then we can model the boots in this pose, in reference to this pose. Then we can, yeah, probably should preserve the pose at least on keyframes for a while until you know exactly what is the rotation or and the leverage and whichever other stuff, but in principle it's just the bone roll and the torso to leverage the upper body. Then while the legs, if there's an inverse kinematic, that will auto adjust, right? And the legs will stretch instead of staying just bent, slightly bent. So here we got yeah, so the shape key it just helps in in getting. So I modeled this, I've made this shape key by just pulling back down this thing, so small matter of equilibrium, because this gain height here on the rest position of the boots, the binding pose state of the boot. So for that, with the deformed one, the distorted one, we leverage down, and here we make the heel. So I was modeling this in reference to the foot being flat. Yeah, so then we have to, then it's easy to do this, right? Modeled with the morphed, yeah. So I can change this, so distorted boots on flat stance. Yeah, so this is super long name, but this is what it's for. So I wasn't using shape keys in, so I'm glad to find that this also works. And it's more elegant, I think, because this will we won't have a boots that have distorted mesh on the bases, right? So I can lock this, and so we preserve this, and maybe this is better for the deforms in the end. So that's nice to know that we can achieve this. But this is actually the true thing. Because when we enable the hide heel, then we get this for the... So now the boots are deforming alongside the... But the bones are also moving, and they drag both in their new state. Yeah. It's a tricky combination, but this also works. So folks, for today that was it. Hope that was interesting enough, and I'll try to fix this other setup here in a more elegant way. The thing of the drivers, of the switching, and then we'll continue with other things that might be more urgent. So this is pretty cool because I can already use this on another character like Natasha, yeah, and many others. And finally, so this was regulated. Yeah, so folks, this is it for today. Thanks for watching. Take care, happy blendering. Thanks Lucas Smith again for present. So tomorrow I'll start sooner also. Soon, yeah, about this time, maybe a little later, but not too late. I want to stop doing this late for a long while, as much as possible. Thanks all everyone else, and see you soon. Hope you Good luck on your projects.